Here's a look at your daily market report on this Wednesday, the 3rd day of October. Take a look at what happened at the auction barns around the state yesterday. SEMO livestock sales in Jackson, 468 head. The better quality steers and heifers there were called $5 to $10 higher this week. At the Ozarks Regional Stockyards, they had 1,759 head through the barn when all was said and done. An additional 846 head sold by the video auction, including a single consignment of 575 head of 890-pound steers that sold in one consignment for delivery in mid to late October at 235. At the barn there yesterday, feeder steers and heifers were called anywhere from 3 to spots of as much as $12 higher. At the Interstate Regional Stockyards in Cuba yesterday, 751 head steers firmed to $4 higher. Heifer calves under 550 pounds were called $2 to $4 lower. The heavier weights were steady. At the Kingsville Livestock Market, they had 1,902 head. Feeder steers and heifers there were called steady to firm, with near 800 head of yearling heifers, mostly in thin flesh conditions, that were sold in about 3 main groups. Some really impressive prices on those heifers there yesterday. There was 134 head of 617-pound heifers that brought $279, 527 head of 698-pound heifers that sold at $263.10. At Lawley Brothers Livestock Market on Tuesday, 1,176 head. The feeder steers sold steady. Heifers under 550 pounds only lightly tested. Some 5.5 to 6 weights sold steady to $3 higher than some comparative pot loads from a couple weeks ago. At the barns around the state today, not a whole lot listed on the early listings for any of the barns today. Green Sea Livestock Market, about 400 head there. Nothing seen on the early listings at Windsor. Vienna is expected to have a few nice quality consignments today, but not expecting a huge run there. The box beef cutout values this morning, $300.25 on the choice. That's up 8 cents. Select at $283.73, down $1.57. Those values based on 118 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. That choice select spread has widened to $16.52 now. Taking a look at the national negotiated feedlot trade so far this week, only 764 head scattered around through the regions. Not really enough to establish any kind of a market so far this week. Last week, live sales mostly from 185 to 187, dress sales at 292 to 294. Taking a look at the futures markets this morning. On the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, live cattle for October 212 higher, 186.60. December up 210 at 187.27. October feeder cattle up 262 at 248.77. November up 302 at 247.70. Lean hogs for October 84.12 up 62. December 75.95 up $1.35. On the board of trade, corn for December 2.5 higher, 431.5. March at 449 3/4 up 3 1/4. Soybeans for November down 4 3/4, 1052.5. January 1071 1/4 down 4 1/4. December wheat up 11 1/4 at 610 1/4. March at 632 1/4 up 12 3/4. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's your daily market report for Wednesday. This is Tony Hancock.